Good morning, Laurie and Linda, the Double L show. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing?
Great. Beautiful day here.
Yay! Remind me what market you are, Laurie.
Rochester, Minnesota.
Amazing. How many lakes are in Minnesota?
Over 10,000.
Okay, I just got home from a trip to northern Wisconsin and we were blown away at how many lakes there were there. So we did a little research on Minnesota versus Wisconsin, who has more lakes.
And who has more?
Well, I think Wisconsin, but I thought it was Minnesota. I think everybody thinks it's Minnesota because it's called the land of many lakes or whatever it's called. Um, so yeah.
And I live
Well,
in the only
welcome.
I live in the only county that doesn't have a lake.
Oh, rats.
How
That's
depressing
not
is
cool.
that?
Yeah, that is depressing. So speaking of depressing, that's actually what I was going to bring to our morning call this morning and just talk about where we find motivation when the world is really noisy from a negative perspective. And admittedly, I was on vacation for a week. We just hit our, 6 month, June 15th. We all checked our goals to see where we are in business. And I'm on track to hit my goal, which is great. But I have to be honest with you guys that I am just feeling so unmotivated. And I think it's the beautiful days, like you said, Laurie. It is beautiful outside, and I would much rather be at the pool with my kids than be lead generating. And so um, I I mean, this is going to sound so millennial and silly, but I went to ChatGPT before our call and I gave it the prompt. I'm about to lead a morning call for agents who are passionate about serving seniors, and I'm feeling very unmotivated. Please give me a spark of inspiration. And I wanted to share with you guys what it spit back out because I think it's really encouraging. A little bit cheesy, but more so encouraging. It says, "This isn't just real estate. This is legacy work. Every time we help a senior downsize or make a safe move, we're helping someone close a chapter with dignity and open a new one with hope. We're not just agents, we're memory keepers, safety advocates, and transition guides." So today, remember this, you're not just making a transaction happen, you're making someone's next chapter possible. And I thought that was so good. I was like, okay, I feel a lot better. So, moral of the story, if you're ever lacking inspiration or don't want to do your job, ask ChatGPT to give you inspiration because that's what it spit out this morning. And I love the line, we're helping someone close a chapter with dignity and open a new one with hope. So, what are your thoughts around that? And what do you guys do when it's beautiful on July 1st and you want to do summer fun things and not work on your business? Anybody have input on that? Is anyone else feeling this way? Or is it just me? I mean, I turn on the news and I'm like, ugh, negative, negative, negative. I hear realtor colleagues talk about how the market is impacting their businesses. It should never be the market that's impacting our businesses. But it's just like, I feel like it's negative all around and it's wearing on me. So I wanted to hear from you all. Am I alone? Are you all feeling so positive and no negative? Where are you?
I hear you, Gretchen. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm doing all the things and I just don't have any business. And so it seems like it would be really great to just go outside and go to the lake and have fun and just forget about that for a little bit.
Yeah. And yeah, and I don't bring this up so that we all feel doom and gloom. And
Okay.
it is so important that we admit that like it's not always easy. It's definitely not always easy. And I am so proud of you, Cindy, for continuously showing up. I love your social media stuff. You are doing all the things. I see it from afar. And today for our masterclass, we're going to talk about lead generation. And I think that is a big, I know for me, it's a big shiny object. I get bored of one lead gen pillar and then I move on to the next. And so today I'm going to give you, I think it's 12 or 11 lead gen strategies for the senior market, but really we should all be focusing on like two or three, and do those really well and go really deep and do them every day. And it's hard. So for those of you that don't have your faces on camera, I would love to see you because I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of flat Stanleys. But what wins have we had? Let's focus on some positives. Has anybody had any breakthroughs in their business or personal lives? I know Sonia's been walking every day. That's a huge breakthrough. And it also, I mean, that helps with mental health. I went for a 3 mile walk this morning. I hated every second of it. And then when I took my shower, I was like, okay, I can work today. Like I can do this. So what breakthroughs are y'all having in business or personal life?
I I went to I guess it was kind of a senior fair, and there all the well, most of the retirement communities were there in the area, as well as, uh home care, home health, and it felt really good because I do go to every senior related thing that's out there. And so I visited the tables and it was great because everyone knew me. And they're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're the senior realtor, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Wow, they know me, but why the heck aren't they giving me business?" And so then I talked to a home healthcare because I do Zoom interviews on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
anyone that serves the senior community. And I called the woman and said, "Hey, I'd like to interview you," and blah, 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 blah. And she said, "Oh, I know you. You're the senior realtor. Your name comes up all the time." And I'm like, why the heck am I not getting any business from them when they know I'm a senior realtor?
That's fascinating. And have you ever asked that question? It's
Mm,
hard. I don't know that I would ask it. I would probably ask, Gosh, gosh, Laurie, thank you so much, for calling me the senior realtor. That is such a compliment. I've got to know because I'm always working on self-improvement. Is there anything I could do to earn just one of your referrals this year? And then they're like, oh yeah, let me rack my brain. I have asked that. Like, what do I need to do to just earn one referral from you? Because that seems so doable. There's 12 months in a year. You can give me one name.
right.
But I was jotting in the chat. I heard Cindy say, I'm doing all the things and I wish I had more business. I heard Laurie say, well, one, I appreciate your positive attitude because you said you're doing wonderful and it's a beautiful day. But I heard two or three lead gen strategies in your day-to-day routines just from you sharing. You went to a senior expo. You do Zoom interviews on YouTube, which is a huge value add in the B2B world because you're adding value and free marketing to those businesses, and the brand, the senior realtor. Oh, you're the senior realtor. So you have like three things in that one example. How would you say, like, rank those efforts on a scale of 1 to 10? One being like, my business is, I'm gonna have to shut the doors tomorrow. 10 being like, I'm crushing it. Where would you say you are on the outcome? You're doing all the inputs. How are the outputs for you?
About a 4.
And so let's talk about that a little bit more. You did not volunteer to be in hot seat coaching, but I think this is good for all of us. One, because it allows us all to know that we're not alone and we are all looking for breakthroughs, but we don't get breakthroughs unless we do the hard work. And you're laying the foundation and you're doing the hard work. So what does your follow-up look like after that senior expo where you have the feel good. People know, like, you are starting to make a name for yourself. People are like, oh, I hear your name everywhere. Like, what does your next step look like? Did you have a follow up? Or was it more so just lead generation in the moment and without a follow up? What does that look like?
I did do a couple follow-ups. And I did tell them because I do have new brochures and new business cards. So I said, I'd like to schedule a time with you. I'll give you a call next week. And so I can, take my my brochures to you and my new business cards, and I can explain a little bit more about how this whole transition works.
Yeah.
So I called two, have not heard back from them yet. So I'll be following up again today. But I did have a coaching call with Paul yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him what was going on. And he gave me a question that I could ask them. And the
Mm.
question is, would you be interested in learning about how to give me business?
Interesting.
So I'm going to use
Shifting.
that. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
love that. I love that. And you guys have heard me beat this to a pulp. I am all about the selfie video. I guarantee if you collected 20 business cards at the Senior Expo and you followed up with a personalized selfie video asking, "Hey, Linda, Gretchen Kingma, just as a reminder, I'm the senior realtor in St. Louis, Missouri. It was so good running into you at the XYZ Senior Expo. Just out here trying to deepen relationships. Please let me know how I can serve your business best. And also let me know what I could do to earn just one of your referrals this year. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and I'll see you around." I think that if you did that to 20 people, you're going to get at least one referral, maybe even more. It's uncomfortable. You're going to remake your videos 37 times because nobody likes the way we look or sound when we're doing a quick selfie video, but the more authentic, and it's just different. Everybody is sending an email after the Senior Expo. I would love to get coffee. Nobody is sending a selfie video. And I know I like, again, I preach this method. I This is a real feedback story. My mom works with me, as many of you know. She's my showing director. We just closed a deal, non-senior clients, but lovely couple. They bought a house, 1.3 million. My mom took on a lot of the communication because she was with these buyers a ton. We communicate all together, but the listing agent invited my mom to coffee and is asking her to work for her too because she loved the communication. And so my mom just had coffee with her yesterday to talk about the possibilities. And she came back, we're at the pool in the afternoon, and she's like, "Renee told me that your selfie video is the reason why they chose our offer. She said that it set you apart and it made such an impression." And I was like, "Really? Like, that's crazy to me. Terms, price?" She was like, "The other offer was about 5,000 more, but she could just tell that you were going to be like in the transaction and really personal." And she talked about it for about 10 minutes over coffee. And so I was like, "Okay, feedback. This is great." So I wanted to bring that back up as a lead gen strategy because follow up is where a lot of us fail. I fail too. Follow up is really hard. I love a networking setting. I love a senior expo because I'm a yellow lab. I'm not organized. I'm not detail oriented. So getting my notes down and doing the follow up is very, very hard for me. But I have found that people just love the personalized video. So I would challenge you, if you're up for a challenge, put that question, pair that question with a selfie video, and I know you're going to get responses. Nobody's going to watch that and be like, no, no thanks. I think they'll respect the hustle, be intrigued by, well, what do you mean? How can I give you business? And it will just show that you're a real person instead of hiding behind an email. Any thoughts on that? Has anybody tried that?
Gretchen, I have a question. So I attended a senior expo not too long ago, and I collected quite a few cards from senior serving businesses. Um, so opposite of where these people know and recognize Lori, I have cards from a lot of businesses that I don't know them. Do you feel like a video would also be welcomed in that area as well? I wouldn't say necessarily
Absolutely.
asking for business since I don't know them, but just as a reintroduction, and invite them for coffee or lunch to get to know them.
Absolutely. Where was I? So used to be a part of Keller Williams, and I went to family reunion, one of the things, and every single business card I got, I forced myself. I did like a bold 100 and did videos. So it was just agent to agent. And the response rate that I experienced, and again, I probably haven't received one referral from any of those people, but brand recognition, it's more effective in your market outside of real estate because those are real people that can give you business. I think it's a great idea. Um, I think it's a great idea to foster your sphere this week. We have 4th of July coming up. Pick a safety tip. I've been maybe there's people in your database that you think or you assume, oh, they see all my social media stuff. Surely they know that I'm specializing in seniors. They don't know. They're not thinking about you unless you're right in front of them. So if you pick 50 people that already know, like, and trust you, chat GPT, what are 3 fruits that keep seniors hydrated the best? And say, like, hey, I'm sure you've seen my social media stuff. If not, I've been specializing in seniors. I learned in a recent training that watermelon is a great way to keep mom and dad hydrated this 4th of July without having to nag them about drinking water. I hope you have a great holiday with the family and let me know if there's ever anything I can help you with real estate wise. Like, I think that we should all be doing that with our sphere this week. Just a safety tip, just to check in. Um, yeah, I am a huge proponent of the selfie video, and people have started to like peg me for it. Oh, it's that girl that kind of like Lori. Oh, it's that agent. I met an agent showing. We like ran into each other and I introduced myself because I didn't know who she was. I was like, I'm Gretchen Kingmish. She's like, you sent me a video on one of your offers that you sent. And I was like, oh my gosh, she remembered me. But I had no idea who she was, but except for when she said her name. So it just helps with the facial recognition, helps with the brand establishment, helps with laying your ground. So I say do it. And I would love to hear results because I know you're going to get responses. And that's when I'm struggling with lead gen, I just go back to the basics. And it's so silly, but it's so helpful. I don't call it a contact unless I get a response. And then when I get a response, I check them off my list. Like, it's not a robust system at all. Get my little paper out. I'm like, okay, I have to talk to 20 people today, or I have to talk to 50 people this week. And I'll just get on my phone and crank out. I don't pick up my phone. I don't call people because nobody wants to be called. I don't want to call people. It's awkward. So I'm just sending these little clippy videos to people and they always respond every single time. They can listen to it on their own accord. They respond on their own accord. And nobody gets a video from you and is like, nah, I'm not watching that. Unless it's like, you might get some people from the senior expo if they don't know you. They're like, ah, this is spam. You could follow up with the text like that you copy and paste. Hi, this is Sonia Peterson. Just to show you that I'm a real person and not a bot, filmed a little video for you. Hope you have a wonderful week, blah, blah, blah.
Are you using any software or is there a limit? Because I think on my phone, my video can't be, I can't remember what the cutoff is. So do you use any type of software or are you just literally using your camera and
Just using my
videoing?
camera.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I delete it so that it's not taking up space.
Memory. Okay.
Yeah.
Gretchen, do you ever send videos via email?
So I tried that a couple times. My hypothesis and findings just in my own, like, my email list is about 6,000. My open rate is low, low, low when I do something like that, like through a
Yeah.
bomb or a MailChimp or something like that, because they have to link to another. I will say at the end of the year, and you could do this now at the middle, like if you're looking for lead gen strategies, you could do this in June, July, and it'd be perfect timing. But I do unsolicited CMAs at the end of the year where I just look up all my past clients' current home values. And I'm sure there is a much more efficient way to do this. But I film a video on my computer or phone. I would do Loom most of the time. And in that case, I am sending a video. So I'm pulling up their CMA, I'm recording my face saying, like, just a quick overview of the equity you have in your home. I'm sure you look at this all the time. they don't. But if you don't, you know, it's amazing. Your home that you bought in 2021 is now worth 700,000. You bought it for 400,000. Let me know if you want any contractor recommendations, if you've been dreaming about, you know, a new bathroom or, and I've gotten listings like every single time that I've done a run of unsolicited CMAs, I always get a listing appointment. So that's another
Mm.
lead gen strategy if you're feeling, and I mean, I shouldn't say this. I love that because it's tremendous value without me having to call people. Like I'm still in front of them and I'm providing them value, but I'm recording the video and sending it, and then they're emailing me back. It's not like a long, drawn out process, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And if you have a VA or any sort of help, they could help, you know, I had my VA, I was pulling all the comps, doing just a quick CMA that looks confusing, not very clear because I want them to ask me questions, highlighting the median sale price for their neighborhood and the average sale price, and that's it. And then luckily in this market, none of my clients had gone backwards. Like everybody had gained equity. So I would go, I did probably like 100. I just said this week I'm doing 100 CMAs, sending 100 emails, recording 100 videos. So I would do the CMA, record the video, and then my VA put it in a pretty template. So that's another idea for you all.
Gretchen. Similar to that, there's somebody in one of my groups at Keller Williams that has had success with a text. Zillow says your house is worth 430. I have an opinion about that. What's yours?
Mm,
To kind of start
I
some
like that.
conversation.
Yeah, I like that. It's very direct. Like
Yeah, he's very
I like,
direct. Yeah.
yeah. Like if they're not thinking about real estate, then if I got that text, I'd be like, who cares?
Yeah.
So I think like as a home, I'll have to find, actually, let me just look really quick. I'll see if I can find one of my past unsolicited CMA um emails so I could show you what it looked like. Just as like your financial advisor gives you what all your accounts are worth, I framed it as that. I want to remember what I call it. I do it every winter, like January. I'm going way back in my email here.
So some people call them pairs, professional equity assessment report.
I like that.
So I did a
It just
whole,
sounds so less like, here's your home value assessment. I like that.
and I did a whole campaign, which didn't get me anywhere, where I gave away Harry and David pairs and, just like really pounded it for a whole quarter, you know, free pair. I had one person reach out.
I like that. And I think, okay, end of year real estate review. So that one is not very creative. Okay,
So
I'll
do
share this with
you
you.
send it to them or do you just do your selfie and
So this one I mean, I'm going to show you how unprofessional this looks just to give you a little bit of hope that it does not have to be polished. Um, Hi Team Share, just a quick video to show you how your real estate investment is performing in the market, as well as some data below. Let me know if you have questions or if I can be of assistance in 2024. So this went out January 5th of 2024. It just has it was like my logo at the top, this selfie video sitting right where I am right now, a ball cap on my head, and then again, confusing data in the form of a CMA as to not give all the details away. And they responded and said, this is very helpful. This client who has not wanted to move, I'm currently working with his brother real time to find a home. So just examples of, I don't know if this will play. Yeah. So can you hear that?
No.
No.
Bummer. So like I didn't even have the numbers memorized, and I'm just saying like the good news is the average sale price is 479. You bought your home for 430 2 years ago. You've gained, let me see what else I said.
There are captions on the screen.
Oh, amazing. Way to go, accessibility. They were staying at our rental cabin. Um, so that's an example. And if you are feeling like I am, a lack of motivation and I'm doing all the things like I heard someone say, this is a free, don't spend any money. Do this for free and add value to the people that already know, like, and trust you. And it takes some work. It's simple, not easy, but those are my ideas for you this morning. For those of you that weren't on the call at the very beginning, I admitted that I am lacking motivation. So I asked ChatGPT for help. So I'm going to reread what it spit out and we'll end the call on that unless you have questions. But just as a reminder, this is not just real estate. This is legacy work. Every time we help a senior downsize or make a safe move, we're helping someone close a chapter with dignity and open a new one with hope. We're not just agents. We are memory keepers, safety advocates, and transition guides. So today, remember this, you're not just making a transaction happen, you're making somebody's next chapter possible. So yay for ChatGPT when you need some inspiration, but I thought that was so good. And I hope that you guys feel it as well. Any last minute questions, ahas, takeaways? Anybody going to commit to selfie videos or unsolicited CMAs?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, next week. So we do have a couple minutes. My plan for the next 2 days is to go around to the senior living communities and deliver a pop by. And I don't know why I'm so nervous about this. So I need you to like
Interesting.
Yeah, so I've got here, I'm gonna show you.
If somebody showed up at my door with a free gift, I am elated. I'm not like spitting in their face or slamming the door. That is adorable. What does it say?
Happy 4th of July. And then on the back, it just is kind of introducing myself. And then inside,
Oh,
I've got
cute.
a little thing of candy that's red, white, and blue, and then a little frame that says home on it, and with my information
Oh,
on the back of the frame.
cute.
Nice.
Very cute.
So, just sometimes getting into the senior communities is a little bit of a challenge, and so I don't know. We'll
So how
see.
can you let's dig deeper. How can you make the pop by trips the most effective? How many senior living communities are you aiming to get to? How many did you make?
11.
Okay.
I was gonna
And
make 30 and then ran out of time, and 4th of
that's
July is 2
okay.
days away. So I have 11 on my list.
Imperfect action is better than inaction. So that is great. I am so excited for you. And what if you're going to go to 11 communities?
Mm-hmm.
What if you bring your phone and say, I want to deliver this. And if it's okay with you, I would love to do a very quick Instagram reel because you're crushing it on Instagram. I'll highlight whatever you want me to highlight. Tell me the top 5 things you love about your community. I'll tag you and share it. And then you have a highlight bubble in your Instagram where you put all 11 communities, and then that's a free resource for your lead generation. Here's a link to quick 30-second tours. And I'm not sure if you were on, I shared this before I went on vacation. I I am lacking. So do as I say, not as I do. But I did these 2 years ago and it did great and the communities loved them. So my goal when my kids are back in school this fall is to hit up all the communities because realtors are showing beautiful homes every single day on social media. They are not showing senior living communities. So if you can be the realtor that highlights the community, that's just an extra value add. And I'll pull one from my Instagram and show you it real quick. I'll just
Okay,
link
so
it so you can watch it.
here's a question. I've done 3 already, and I get the person at the front desk and I'm like, hey, it kind of explain who I am. I, position myself as a senior home transition specialist, not a realtor. And I say, would it
Mm-hmm.
be possible to talk with the marketing director? And they're like, we don't have a marketing director. I'm like, well, a sales director. Well, I don't know who that would be. Irma? Like, what do you like? 3 places that I went to and they were confused. And so I'm like, am I using the wrong vocabulary? Should I be asking for someone different?
Interesting. Have
And
you ever
so,
gotten on Corey's script and role play?
yes.
So he has this script down packed, and I forget how it goes, but something
Yeah.
like
I,
calling
I have
ahead
it.
of time and just saying like I'm heading, I'm going to be in the area. I would love to meet with whoever the proper person is to learn the most about your community so that I can see if you are the best fit for my next downsizing client or something like that.
Mhm.
To see if I have a downsizing client for your community, basically a reciprocal value
Right.
in your script so that they know like, oh, she has clients that she could send us instead of just asking for the person. Like, why are you here? Well, I want to know if you're a fit for my clients. I think
Yeah.
being a little more direct in that way.
Okay.
I'll ask him to share the exact script because he says it way better than I do. I usually, when I'm visiting communities, I usually give them an advance notice and I say, it's been 3 years since I, have been inside. I've met with people out at networking events, but I haven't been inside your community. Is there someone available to give me a quick tour and let me know the highlights so I can update my database for when I'm meeting with my clients? And then they're like, oh yeah, sure. So instead of just showing up, maybe doing some pre-work today, sending notes saying, and don't even like ask for times. I'm coming by at 9:30. Who will be available to give me a quick tour and highlight the top 3 things about your community?
Okay.
Because then you're in the driver's seat and they're like, okay, this, all right, like, wow.
She's
And,
gonna
and
show
it
up.
makes it yeah, and it makes it really easy for them because they don't have to like you're telling them what you need. I'd like to be shown around and I'd like to know what sets you apart from your competitors so that I can add that to my client database for when I'm meeting with downsizing seniors.
Okay.
So I linked one if you want to copy and paste, just as an example, my face is not in it. It's not me walking. I literally took video while I was there, took notes while I was there, and then did a voiceover when I got home so that nobody could hear me or see me. But I think I love your pop buys. I think they're so cute. And, doing the selfie video for whomever you meet in person there.
For sure.
If there
For
is
sure.
a marketing or sales director that you don't get to interact with, send the selfie video and say, I was at McKnight Place and I'm so bummed I didn't get to see you. I was just, dropping this by. Please keep me in mind for your future residents, that type of thing. I think
Mhm.
just taking a couple steps further than just the pop by is going to make it the most successful. Do the social media video, do the follow
Yeah.
up with the selfie video. But I'm excited for you and I can't wait to hear how it goes next week.
So now I have to do it. I can't back
Yeah,
out
because
because
you
I
just
told
told
you all
us.
about it. So you are all my
Yes, and
accountability partners.
and that is why we're here.
Yep.
And Lori's going to send some selfie videos to her senior expo contacts. And Sonia is going to make herself known in her market by doing some selfie videos from her senior expo. And we're all just going to have great wins to report next week. So I'm excited for us. And I'm going to get my tail in action and make some appointments to do some videos as well.
And another day, Gretchen, we're going to talk about your walking group because I saw where you mentioned getting some people to join you, and I've thought about that, but it's so daggum hot, and I normally walk
It
early, early,
is.
early in the morning. So,
We've been doing 6 a.m. and I've had 5 women consistently show up all summer long. And I just had someone from my neighborhood ask me, is the walk I was on vacation last week. She's like, is the walking group meeting tomorrow? And I was like, rats, no, but next week I'm back. And so it's a small but mighty group. And one of the gals is a friend, like this is non-senior related and it is great lead generation. One of the friends is a friend from high school who I lost all connection with, but we have similar aged kids. And she's been walking with me. And last week she was like, okay, we're finally ready to sell our house. When can you come over? And so it's just like such an organic way to build relationship. And I wouldn't be getting my butt out of bed with all this humidity at 6 a.m. if it weren't for these women showing up at my house. So
are all of them in your neighborhood, or they're coming from different places?
yeah, so I've been posting it in my Facebook group in my neighborhood, but only one woman is actually from my neighborhood. Everybody else is driving from like 15 minutes away.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, hey, go
I'm
make
just
some
a
money.
huge
Have a good day.
proponent of like, if you build it, they will come, and maybe one person will come, but consistency is key. And if you just show up, you're going to inspire others. And like, like I mentioned on the beginning of this call, I'm feeling terrible. I am not motivated. I want to quit everything, but if I did, then these women wouldn't have anyone to walk with. So I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep showing up, and we have good conversation, and it's been great. So maybe you
Okay.
launch it in the fall. Think about it and launch it, back to school where women have some more flexibility after they drop their kids off or whatever. But I think any activity that brings you joy, if you create a community around that, it's a great lead generation strategy.
Total aside note, you were in Minocqua, Wisconsin, right?
I was, and I loved it so much. I
It's
loved,
so
loved, loved it.
So I grew up about an hour and a half south of there, right in central Wisconsin, and I
Okay.
spent several summers at cabins in Minocqua. That's where I learned to dive into the lake.
Okay. I mean, it was our first time there. My daughter went to spend the night camp at Honey Rock in Three Lakes, Wisconsin, and we loved it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back.
there you
I've
go.
already connected with a realtor in Minocqua. Looking for a cabin. Don't know if my budget can handle the Minocqua prices, but we're gonna
Yeah,
give it a go.
yeah, that'd be
Oh,
amazing.
nice. Mark, I didn't know you were in Wisconsin. I just found out this week how much I love northern Wisconsin so much. And I think that's a little bit of my lack of motivation. I did not want to come back to the 95-degree
Yeah,
Midwest heat. And it was really nice there. The weather was great. There was no humidity, just a different pace of living.
yeah, yeah. It's hard to come back after a really good vacation. So,
Yeah. And I learned all about loons. We don't have loons in
oh
Missouri.
yeah.
I learned all about the loons and we watched a documentary on loons and now I feel like I'm an expert. So
Oh, that's funny because
there,
Minnesota kind of, has attached to the loon, and we've got sports teams named loons and stuff like that. But yeah, they make a fun sound. Glad you had
interesting.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am so glad you all joined me today. If you are struggling for lead gen ideas, just reach out. We'll give you some ideas. Today's masterclass is actually on lead generation strategies. It's going to be kind of an overview of all the different ways to generate business in the senior market. On Thursday, we're going to do a masterclass well, not a masterclass, but since Friday is the 4th of July, we're going to have a class on Thursday that's more mastermindy, where we bring okay, these are the 3 lead generation strategies I'm going to commit to, because nobody can do them all. You're just going to flounder and flop if you try to do all 15 things. So today, introduction to all the ways that you can be generating business. Thursday, open forum to talk about ideas and this is what I'm thinking. Has anybody tried this? We'll share wins, challenges in those lead gen strategies. And then next week, instead of classes, We're doing hot seat coaching. So if you have a challenge that you want to sift out, or if you have an idea that you want to run by everyone, we're all going to be on, all four coaches, and we're just going to allow you to bring forth, kind of like we did today. Laurie said, it feels so good that people are knowing me as the senior expert, but business is not coming from that. So like, how can we go a step further? Next week is going to be all about bringing those things to the table so that we can give individual feedback and brainstorm as a group. And it's going to be free and open to anyone, not just members. So if you know anyone that would benefit, please spread the word. We'll be posting about it today and all through this week into next week. But this was a life-giving call. Thank you for giving me some inspiration, and go forth and be awesome. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Thank you.
Thank you.